Welcome, everybody, to another live edition of our Man's Night here tonight. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you guys so much for joining another podcast right here in our studios from Inside Out. It's good to see you guys. Welcome in, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and give a major shout out to the people that are in the chat right now. I want to go ahead and show my friend here who is here, but, anyways, hope for the community. His name is James. He lives in Ohio. Thank you so much, James, for being here. I'm glad you are here. And of course, we got Curtis. What's going on, Curtis? Thank you again so much for being here and supporting it and showing your support for this podcast. Thank you guys so much. Anyways, we are doing an open mic night. And I think the reason why we're doing that is because, number one, I'm going to be out of the studio for about a week or so, give or take. And there's not going to be anybody here. And, I just wanted to kind of unconnect or disconnect from all this prison stuff, believe it or not, even though it's important to talk about. I wanted to, kind of just unwind and give you guys the opportunity to ask your questions and whatnot when it comes to this podcast here tonight. With that being said, Truth Tam's in here. How's it going, Tammy? It's good to see you. If you want to come on panel, you can do that, and we can kick this thing off and start open mic night. And that basically means this: anything and everything can happen on open night mics. There's no, much of, anything can be talked about. Anything can happen. And I like open night mics. With that said, let's go ahead and see if Tammy wants to get in here. Tammy, if you want to, go ahead and pop in here. I'll get you in here. Again, like I said, no obligation. And Curtis said, hello, Tammy. So we're going to be kind of just going over the place here tonight when it comes to the podcast here. As you guys know, we had a pretty interesting show. And before I get into that, let's welcome Tammy to the show. Welcome, Tammy. How you doing?
Doing okay. How are you?
I'm looking forward to this break. It's so long overdue. Anyways, other than that, I'm doing good.
Well, we all need those breaks, but I can't do it yet. I won't let myself. Not yet.
Oh, no,
I get his butt out of there. I will. I got an interesting thing that happened today that really chipped me in the butt.
Good or bad news?
Shitty news, kind of. The DOJ finally responded for my second inquiry.
Oh, okay.
We sent in like 8 to 10. I think we sent in 11 letters the second time from different people that know about Rick's case, friends and family. And so I got a letter back today, and they go on to spew about how they can't help because there's thousands of cases, but they're not saying that there isn't legitimacy to my claim. Let me say it exactly how they said it. I think it's better if I do it that way.
Yeah, just word it from the horse's mouth, if you will.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, let me do that because I think y'all be interested to hear how they do this.
Okay.
The dear blah, 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 right? You contacted the Department of Justice on December 1st, 2023. And this was the Civil Rights Division. This was over the officer breaking Rick's hand and them over medicating him to the point of, while he was in liver failure, and some other issues that went on. Anyway, they said, after careful review of what you submitted, we have decided not to take any further action on your complaint. What we did: team members from the Civil Rights Division reviewed the information you submitted. Based on our review, we have decided not to take any further action on your complaint. We receive several thousand reports of civil rights violations each year and cannot take direct action on every report. Your report number was blah, blah, blah. What you can do, we are not determining that your report lacks merit. Your issue may be still actionable by others. Your state bar association or local legal aid office may be able to help you. To find a local office, American Bar Association, they give you a link and a phone number. Legal Services Corporation or legal aid offices, they give you a link for that. And how you have helped is what it says. While we cannot take action on each individual report, your report can help us find issues affecting multiple people or communities. It also helps us to understand emerging trends and topics. Thank you for taking the time to contact the Department of Justice about your concerns. We regret that we are not able to provide more help on this matter. Sincerely, the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division.
Wow.
In other words, basically, we didn't even look at your complaint probably, so we're going to throw this template out, and this is what we do in the masses. And we're just now getting to your complaint in June, almost July, from December 1st,
Wow.
because the complaint was issued on
Right.
December 1st.
And it sounds like they're still not going to do anything, huh?
Yeah, and I've never received anything back from the Texas Jail Commission. I wrote them first because they're the policing authority for the jails. And they never responded to me. I asked them to send Rick for a CAT scan.
Right.
And testing at the hospital when he was in liver failure, when he was dying. Essentially, he was dying. And I was afraid he had a stroke. Remember when I couldn't even talk to him because he couldn't keep his head up and even talk to me?
Right.
I don't even think we were doing this show at that time. That's when Steve was around. Way back
Oh,
when.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember that. Yeah. It's just sad that DOC, for whatever dumbass reason, has to still, play their games. I don't.
They're over. Department of Justice is like right now finally taking action in Mississippi. They're the ones that got those five cops that beat the hell out of those guys and killed them, unalived them. Oh God, Tammy, unalived them in Mississippi. The five. I forget what their names were. The five, whatever that group.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So DOJ stepped in and did that one. And they stepped into Mississippi. They got so many complaints finally that they stepped in. But here's your problem is when you got judges with the DOJ getting busted, here we go again, policing themselves. Who's going to hold them accountable because they didn't do anything about Rick's case? Where do I go from here?
Imagine that.
Imagine that. That's what I say. But I'm not giving up. It's just one more thing to add to his writ.
Right.
I went to every agency up the chain. I did everything the right way, documented everything. So now I just got to keep going.
Well, and again, that's all we can do. If we give up, then they get away with it.
Yeah, that's what I just told my husband yesterday. I said, look, Rick, I said, you guys in there, yeah, I know that you're the ones that get beaten up or get false cases put on you or, all kinds of crap that they do to these guys, especially the guys in SEG. They get it the worst.
Right.
And when I say guys, everybody out in the chat, I'm talking about males and females.
Right.
I'm
it's a
not
mixed
trying
bag.
to say one race or denomination or specific sexuality. I'm talking about general, just saying it general speaking. So,
Sure.
when we can't get them to come together as a mass, we have to come together.
Yeah.
If we don't come together, how do we get to the next level?
Good question.
Like, I think we've accomplished a lot, Jay, you and I, just in the short time.
I agree.
I
I
think we've
agree.
accomplished a lot and we're headed the right direction. And I'm
Mhm.
not giving up. Trust me, I'm still doing things on the backside that nobody knows that I'm really working hard over here. So the point
And like,
being,
see, like you, like if I may, sorry for interruption, but if I may, like you, I'm the same way behind the scenes that nobody knows what I'm doing. See, the thing is, a lot of people think I just sit on my ass all day and do nothing and this and that and blah blah blah. I'm doing stuff, guys, that you guys don't realize. This advocacy work is strain on me, stressful, 24/7. Just because I do podcasts, I mean, I'd be lucky if I even do these. Again, I had another person reach out to me here. What was it, yesterday? I believe it was, or no? Yeah, yesterday I think it was. Nonetheless, it was just here too. People are reaching out, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but my plate is full. You
right.
know,
And like, I've been helping people with certain documents and trying to pass out
hmm
information because we got to share what we have. And as I'm doing it, I'm compiling, I'm making books, I'm making packets so that when you and I come across somebody that has a certain type of situation, we can
correct,
just pull from that packet and I can go, okay, Jay, it's in this file. Grab it,
correct.
send it out
Yeah,
to them so we can help them quicker
hmm
because that's how. So, out there in the chat, if any of you have like certain knowledge about a specific topic that you
yeah,
went through, or you have information that would help us to build a bigger like law
correct.
library of sorts of our own, we can all share that knowledge and help people really make effective change. But
Yeah,
I think the only way we change this system is not only from within, is getting these laws changed. I think that that's where John and
well,
I
and
connect so well because I am
right.
with him on that.
Right. No, I connect. I'm on the same page with you when it comes to John. I got massive amount of love and respect for John.
Yes.
Absolutely do, like you do. And you made a great point here. Laws getting changed. So again, let's real quick hit on that law stuff real quick. Um, and I try not to bring. And I got to do it for this reason because it has a part in it, believe it or not. So I kind of got to do it for tonight. It is what
I
it
know
is.
where you're going.
It,
Go. You got
huh?
to. I said, I know where you're going. So let's go there.
Yeah, well, I mean that's why it's
I'm
called
with it.
open night
I
mic. There's
love
no
it.
specific, yeah, but that's why I'm saying I try not to be political, but man, this
It is
is
all about politics.
politics are involved in prison, believe it or not, to a certain extent, and you also have to understand these dang lawmakers. What you just brought up, laws, same thing. Our lawmakers need to be held accountable on what they're causing and the issues that are at our hand.
Our lack
So
thereof, accountability.
yeah, absolutely, Tammy. Absolutely. And that's the problem. See, like last night, I don't know if any of you did, but I sure the hell did. I know Tammy, I think you did.
I did.
Curtis did. I watched that debate. And man, oh man, that debate, whatever side you're on, man, I'm going to say it right here, be blunt. I don't care. Bye, Biden. You're done. You're cooked.
The thing is, for me, what I noticed last night, and I was like, and I was telling Rick
I was
about it. I noticed two very significant things.
I watched the body
One,
language. Go ahead.
Trump kept his shit together
He
more
did.
than he has ever done ever
He
in the
did.
history of
He kept his emotions in check. Absolutely.
he has, like, that shit was on point. Sorry for
hmm
my cussing. I know Curtis is gonna get me, or Trey, whichever. I forget which one is. I'm so
It
sorry,
slips.
guys.
It's man's night. It's
And,
man's.
and,
No, I'm kidding.
and then I'm a whoa man over here. Hang
Well,
on.
man.
So what was it? And then I told Rick. I said, and the other thing was, I said, Biden was calling Trump names. I said the only name I remember Trump calling Biden was a liar.
Yeah.
And he may have called
Well,
him a criminal now that I think about it. I don't remember. He said his actions
right,
were
right,
criminal and he should be in jail. Other than
right.
that, no, he never called him names, and Biden did call Trump some names. I was
Well,
like,
and did you?
"Are
And
we
I
in
already knew,
kindergarten? Stop it!
and I knew it was going to
Stop it!"
happen too. Right, I knew it was going to happen too. Biden brought up his record, and and Trump fired right back and says, "Well, Ian, you know what? Your son's won too, isn't it?" I thought that was awesome. And
Okay,
Biden, he
let's
went.
get touchy on this with Biden.
Biden. Did you see
Trump
his look?
and Biden
He was on
run
the
our.
stage like this. He was tripping out.
He was lost. Wait,
He was.
I gotta ask. So Biden can stand there and speak on subjects such as babies not born yet,
Yeah, that was a touchy
criminal
subject.
acts,
Oof.
and this and that. Let's get into this. Anybody in the chat, feel free to say anything.
Yeah, it's open mic
Okay,
night.
so you ready? I was sitting there thinking the whole time, please throw up a shot of Biden and Jill at her being 16, being the nanny, and them getting married at 18. What is that to all of us folks over here that want to get rid of the registry?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay, now.
come on.
Yeah. Tammy, you made a good point. So I got to do this now. Imagine that.
And I'm sitting there and I'm going, and when you sit and think of the gravity of that and you go, we have what everybody hates the most in the whole prison system
Mm-hmm.
is running our country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Under those technical definitions of what that is called, that's
Yes,
what.
we do. Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
we need to get rid of the registry.
Yes, we do, my friend. Absolutely correct.
Can I tell them about the ice cream now? I got to, Jay.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
Jay and I were having our side debate as the presidents were debating each other.
Oh, that
And
was awesome.
I said, I keep waiting for Biden. I keep waiting for Biden
Welcome, James.
to offer another stimulus check for votes. And
That would be
Jay
nice.
said-
That would be
and
nice,
Jay
wouldn't
said,
it?
What now? Jay, what did you say about the ice cream?
I said, I think I said something like he needs ice cream or something.
He looks like he wants some ice cream. And I said, well, maybe Nancy will run some over Uber delivery.
That was a good one. I laughed my ass off.
Oh, we have nothing to do, guys. Just saying. We act
Yeah,
like we
see,
do, but we
and
don't.
the thing is, I don't know. And Tammy, I don't know what people see in that guy. I don't know what. To be honest with you,
I think he won that election over the stimulus money. If I had to guess, I've been saying that since day one. I still believe it.
I still think the election
and they played
was
the
rigged.
racism card really, really well. They made Trump look like a bigot,
Yeah.
a racist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they continue to do so. Yep.
He's rich, self-entitled, blah blah blah. But all this crap that they hid about Biden and his son and his family and all the boards that he sat on.
Yeah, it's all coming out now.
All of that's coming out now. And see, that's the funny thing. But here's the ticker of it all. And let me just say this. And I'm white and I may get all kinds of hate now. I'm white, I guess, but I'm not, guys. My heritage behind this white skin tone is way different than anybody can imagine.
No issues with me.
Listen, I told my husband, who is black, I said, look, babe, I said, you remember when we were growing up, you had those racist people that would act all nice in our face and act like they liked us and we were their friends. Mm-hmm. And then we'd walk around the corner away from them and they'd be whispering, ooh, look at that white girl with that black blah, 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 and da-da-da-da.
Hi, Orphan. Good to see you, Orphan Annie.
And that's what we went behind, right? And I was like, so listen, Trump had his days that he said some things and did some things that I'm sure he's not proud of, that a lot of white people have done. A lot of black people have done it about white people. A lot of Hispanics have done it. Everybody has said something that they shouldn't have if they weren't being watched by a camera and knew that they weren't being watched. Everybody has said something that they shouldn't say. And so I told my husband, I said, I want you to think about this for a moment. I said, you have Trump out here who's loud and puts it all out in the line and throws it out there and says all the crap that he says and doesn't
He's
care.
not politically correct.
Unfiltered.
Yep.
He's not a politician. He's not.
Nope.
He's not ever going to be a politician the way
He's not a suit. He's not a suit. He's not a suit, and he won't act like a suit.
No. He's a businessman, and in business, things are run very differently.
Mhm.
And so, but Biden, on the other hand, has said just as much, if not worse, than Trump. Because Trump knows the legalities of things that he says and knows that he gets his ass sued.
And that's why they hate him.
On the other hand,
that's why they hate Trump.
The door and says it, and you don't ever know. He's that one. He's the Judas. He's the Judas in the room.
Well,
and that's the scary part for me, how I felt about him.
Yeah.
Do I think that the presidency is really our problem? No. I think that Congress is really our problem.
I agree with you on that one.
And I think that our local governments are our problem. We can't even run the simplest of laws are made. We need to follow the laws like this. We can't even hire police officers. I don't know if y'all saw this story. You can look it up. A town in Georgia fired their whole friggin' police department and their police chief. If you cannot even run the simplest form of government,
that's pretty sad.
Okay, we're policing. What the hell are y'all policing?
Hey, Wanda.
And then it goes up and up and up and up the ladder, and it just keeps going. When people are being unalived,
yeah,
like Wanda's son,
yeah,
and I'm not giving up on that because that is wrong and it needs to be corrected. We need to, when you get back, we've got to do some stuff together. We need to kind of jump in. But
yeah,
so
I know.
We have those little simplest things at a city level, a township, to the bigger cities.
Undertaker 44, what's up, man? Go ahead, Tammy.
We have to, at what point do we say enough?
Mm-hmm.
Enough. We're tired of it. It's on such a bigger level. We need to get these decrepit old farts out. They need to go. And then we need to take the other extreme of these people that are nutso, you know. We need to get them out of office.
Yeah. And right, no, I agree. And man, but see, that's the thing. That's why I like when he came up with when he first started this campaign, drain the swamp. I love that statement because it has so much truth behind it, because we need to drain the gross, disgusting swamp that we have, which is causing a lot of issues in our country. But you're spot on, Tammy. Thank you so much for that.
Because it was all built on a lie to begin with. It was built on mass genocide of a people.
I agree.
And if people can't remember that very basic thing, that we find all the crap as such a great thing, but they are still enslaving people every day.
I agree.
We are watching them enslave people.
I agree. And not to cut you off or change the subject on purpose here, but look at Orphan Annie's comment. She said, from Inside Out Network LLC. She said this: I saw earlier where a brother and a sister were found guilty. Now, hear me out. Guilty of their mother's death, but sadly, I do not think they were mentally competent to stand trial. And see, that's another issue at hand. We need to find out if these people actually do suffer from some type of mental issues, because mental illness is a really big thing now. I don't know if you know that. Major now.
Well, I think it's the way that we're turning society. Look, a kid 6 months old, and what do? They hand them a tablet. A 6-month-old baby, an 8-month-old baby has got a computer in front of their face.
Right. I agree.
Then they learn all this stuff.
Stand by, Curtis. Go ahead, Tammy.
How do you teach a 2 or 3-year-old that goes and gets a hold of something and does something that they mimic off of something, not understanding the permanence of that action.
Hmm.
That
Well,
is a huge problem.
and again, Timmy, great point. Thank you. Keep in mind too, why can't we start focusing more? I guess. I mean, everything have to be a punishment? How do I say this without sounding all weird and whatnot? Does everything have to go right to punishment, or can we go and say, okay, look, let's take him here, let's take him to this area, and let's do a bunch of tests?
Exactly. Let's find a real solution to a
You know,
problem instead of creating a
is
bigger
prison
problem.
always the answer? Right. Right,
Prison's
Timmy.
never the answer. That's the problem.
Right.
I mean, even with your most severe, somebody brought up, here's a good one. It was in a conversation I had today. You can tell, did you tell him where you served in Washington, wasn't it?
No, not yet. Curtis, so answer your question. Curtis said this for everybody in the chat. Thank you, Curtis, for your comment. I appreciate you and your question. Curtis said, hey, Jay, where did you go? Where did you do your time? I did all my time in Washington State. Most of it, if not all of it, damn near was in a county jail, believe it or not. Thank you for your question.
And so I guess what I'm saying is we've got all this technology. We have all this crap. I'm going to call it crap.
It is. That's what. Well, that's
They
all it
don't
is.
socialize anymore, and then we expect them to act social. People do not know how to socialize anymore. They get together, they get in a fight. I have heard of 2 or 3 different capital murder cases recently.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking with people, and it was a social situation where one person got angry at another, and the reaction was to pick up a gun and just shoot somebody.
Yeah, but and then they want to blame the gun.
Yeah,
Come on.
and that's not they did a thing on the Uvalde thing again today. They
Yeah.
arrested the school head of the school's police division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait a minute. He's just a scapegoat, I promise you. I promise you he's a scapegoat in this. Because he was not the head honcho in charge of everything. But they're blaming him.
Yeah.
Just him.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for your comments, and Tammy, thank you so much for your info. Trying to keep everybody in tune here. Let's see. Curtis said, "Did you receive death threats?" No, I did not. Unfortunately, and believe it or not, no, I did not. Just out. Since I've been out, I have. I didn't get any death threats inside the joint, jail, or prison, but as soon as I started being a free man and got off paper and did my probation time and all that fun jazz, and then moved and all that fun jazz, yeah, then I got threats. Absolutely, Curtis, you cannot. Did you see that comment there, Tammy?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Curtis said you can't legislate the heart.
No.
And Curtis says I did. I'm sorry, Curtis. Yeah, each prison and jail is different. My prison, I guess, according to what I've been told, and the jail even are a little bit more laid back. They're not like they used to be. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, either it's for Tammy or me or anybody on the panel or on the chat, let us know. This is Open Night Mic in /Q&A. And we'll be in here for another half hour. So thank you guys for tuning in and being here.
I don't know who has anybody, like if you have anybody in Texas or anywhere, I guess it'd probably work. But so I think most prisons probably have them. They're called family liaisons.
Harvey Talks Prison said, hey, everyone.
I don't know why that does that. Sorry about that. I can't turn it off. I don't know why.
Okay. Family liaisons. And so it's like an officer that works hand in hand, like they're the go-between between you and the warden. Not saying you can't directly contact a warden, but okay. So when Rick finished all of his stuff, they wouldn't turn his dang phone on. I mean, like it took him forever to turn on the phone and it said he was cleared for phone to be able to call me and all of that, but it wasn't working. And
Wow.
then, it took him that 3 weeks to go to medical. All of that's still not resolved, but we're making headway, kind of. And then, I was like back and forth with this liaison officer. And listen, I read it to you. I detail everything out. Guys, when something like that happens, to stay on top of them. So my husband's cellmate, his mom was in the same boat. And I called her. I said, look, and I said her name. And I said, look, just call this lady. Here's her number. Because she's not good with the emails and all that. I said, call her and keep bugging her. I said, do whatever you have to do. I said, just keep bugging her. Tell her I want to talk to my son, whatever, cry, whatever you got to do. I said, just keep calling her. Mm-hmm. I said, and I promise you'll see that he'll get his phone privileges like in another day or so. Sure enough, yep. Because they didn't want to be bugged anymore. Like, that's what you have to do. Crawl up there behind if you have to. Stay on top of them. Be active. Advocate for your loved one. Because if not, and they think they have nobody, they are a huge
What's up, Trey Stone?
in there.
Yeah.
Huge target.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is too, and Curtis, made a good point. I'll put it up right here just so everybody can see it. And it is what it is. Curtis, when he went down, he went to PC, and I don't blame him. I'm not. It's not a point where you got to be made fun of. It is what it is because jail and prisons are cruel, and inmates don't give a damn. They'll do what they can. Anyways, Wanda said this, they returned because they don't reform. See, again, there's a great topic right there. They return, so basically a revolving door. They return because they were not fixed, or better known as reformed. They claim and just throw people back out into the world after being incarcerated for years upon years. Yeah, absolutely. The mindset is not there. They can't make it out here.
Not only that, they have no support, most of them, when they come out. Their family is either passed on or they have no support because their loved ones walked away and wanted nothing to do with them anymore.
Right.
People abandon you when you go in.
Mm-hmm.
They forget about you. They move on with their lives. They don't give a crap.
Right.
I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth.
Correct. And then when you get that gate and reach that gate and they open the gate, they give you a little bit of money at the gate, and all it is basically is bus fare. And then you got to figure out how you're going to take care of yourself from that point forward on.
And
nothing.
Then you got parole breathing down your neck.
Yep. Then you got nothing. Correct.
And you got to have a monitor some people, and all these fees coming out, all this stuff you owe, and you're supposed to go find a job from some magic candy factory. I can't. That's why
I know it's so backwards. And again, what we need, Tammy, and I don't know if you agree with me on this. I think a lot of us will, and I think you will too. But nonetheless, what we need a better system, something that works. What's currently in place right now is just not working.
It's broken.
It's not working.
And it's purposely broken. Because if they keep it broken, it's kind of like, I've never gone into this much on the show, but I'm going to. It's kind of like the welfare system.
Yes.
If you are truly in need and you're getting help from the system, you're getting SNAP benefits. And you actually go out and get a job and try and better yourself.
I can't even get that.
If you get a raise, they're going to say you get another $50 a week. They're going to take $50 out of the food stamps. So where are you actually ever getting ahead? What
You're not.
kind of friggin' sense does that ever make?
And then you wonder why you go back.
It's because you can't move forward.
So you go back to prison. Yeah. Yeah. So where's your second? So where's your second chance?
There's not one.
Correct. Wanda said, everyone's sniffing your booty to make sure it was your Tootie that's smelling like that. LOL. Okay, I must have missed something, but alrighty then. Orphan said prisons are not meant to rehabilitate; they are meant to cause reoffending. Oh, ain't she's spot on? What do you think about that, Tammy? Absolutely
Oh yeah,
correct.
I'm with her. I'm with her.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to get a committee together. I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed over here.
Well, what we
I can't
need,
even tell you.
what we
I
need
need
besides us, what we need, Tammy, and again, I think we need people that are on the same page mindset wise. People that are not judgmental. I think a lot of it's called a lot of our issues in this world today are judgmental people. They only see one side of they only see one side of the fence. Thank you, Orphan.
Yeah, Trey, that's the problem though that bothers me with that. Trey Stone said in Oakdale FCI, the Mexican Mafia, Aztecas, and the Syndicate hate Pasayas, and I'm not sure what those are, and beat them up to keep them off the compound. Here's my problem. This is the idiocy in prisons, and they may come after me, and they can if they want to. If they want to beat up a 53-year-old lady, I don't give a crap. So let me say
Sorry,
this.
Wanda. That's crap. They took her EBT. What the fuck? Excuse my
They're-
language.
Yeah, they're terrible. It's terrible. And that's why I said we got to jump on some stuff. But anyway, so here's the thing. Love you, Wanda. How stupid is it when you yourself, every person that's in prison, some that did wrong things, some that didn't, even the ones that did wrong things probably have charges that are higher than what their charges should be, even guilty people. And so we know that the plea rate is 95% at minimum, 95%. So that would
Absolutely.
tell me that almost everybody that's in there is a victim of the crooked plea system. So why in the hell do you want to go pick on inmates if you don't know that those charges that are on their paperwork, like, I mean, like, are you guys 5? I feel like being the mom with a chancla and going in there and just smacking people and going, what the hell is wrong with you? Stop fighting with your brother. Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop
perfect. It's like my sister told on me. You get
Yeah,
my brother.
it's just like, stop it. Join forces and make a real change.
Right.
You're keeping your own.
Sorry, guys, I can't turn that off. I have no idea what causes that.
You're keeping your own people down.
Yeah, that's that. See,
Stop
that's how busy I can't. Stop it.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't help it, guys. Sorry, I do apologize on that background noise. I can't turn it off. I've tried. I messed with the settings. That's called Discord. Just so you guys know, I belong to Discord. So yeah. All right. Anyways, let's move on. So let's see. They only believe what's black and white without doing the proper research. Absolutely. It's called laziness.
But here's the problem with that, Wanda. So they can't bitch. So whatever they got served down their gullet is black and white too. The very people that are beating the crap out of the other people are sitting there trying to get appeals and this and that. No, then don't file an appeal. Don't be a don't be a
right.
B.
And
don't be a little B.
Right. And yeah, exactly. And you know what's funny? I get this told all the time too. Well, if you took a plea deal, that means if you weren't guilty, you wouldn't have taken a plea deal.
Oh,
you would have taken you would have taken
do
to the
some
box.
Research. Get educated, please.
And then you try to sit there and try to right. And then you try to break it down to him like, okay, the plea deal itself by itself is a rigged, corrupt part of the system too, on top of everything else that's involved in it. And they don't want you to take it to box because what happens is the taxpayers have to pay for that trial. And when I was down, that's $50,000 every trial. So there's 2,000 people in jail. If every 2,000 people took their case to trial, how much money is that? 50,000, 50,000,
and when are they ever going to get out of county to actually go to court because it'd be so bogged
Mhm.
down they wouldn't have anywhere to put anybody.
Right. And
Because 1 in
welcome,
3 is
Cynthia. Thank you so
arrested.
much for
Hi,
being here.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the police system is a joke, and all that does is just So here's how this works. Again, if you guys don't know, the police system is just a lesser portion of your sentence. Instead of taking the trial and getting the high end, if you lose, if you take the plea deal, you get a lesser sentence, but a little bit more restrictions on the back end. That's what that basically means. You're
And don't
basically
forget the
taking
stat
a deal.
charges.
What's that?
Explain that. Stat charges, how they build everything up so high so that when they offer your plea deal, it kind of looks like, okay, I better take that because they're scaring the holy shit out of you.
Yeah, there's always
To
a
make you
catch.
so terrified
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to end up never coming out, never seeing your family, never seeing anybody ever again. That's their favorite tactic.
Bring it up, family. You just hit it.
Yep.
They bring up family and use your kids because that's your soft spot. And I had, at the time I had two youngsters, two toddlers, and they said, "Well, if you take this deal, this is no joke, guys.
Yep.
This is what the prosecutor said to me. If you take this deal, I'll let you go home to your family right now. I'll let you go home to your family right now." Yeah, I fell for it. They got me. They used my
Everybody does,
kids.
and it makes you sick, right? When you look back at it, you go, if I had it to do all over again, what would you have done?
Yeah. Well, if I had to do it over again, I would not take a deal.
Yep.
Because lesson learned.
Yep.
But they don't. Again, Tammy, and again for everybody in the chat, everybody, they don't tell you the details of the fine print of what the catch is. It sounds great coming out of the mouth, but once you sign it, damn. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Wanda said, "Man, I got to get these boys some plain yogurt. They have the nastiest." Maybe they're lactose and I can't even talk. Lactose intolerant.
Lactose
Okay.
intolerant.
See, my tongue's tied. Cynthia said this. My son accepted a plea, but the judge denied it. See, that's another one, Tammy. They throw these pleas out, and the judge can go against it. No, I don't have to give you that deal.
The next thing you know, you're never seeing the outside of the light of day ever again.
So what's the point? If you don't get a deal that way, you might as well just take it to boxing and get your high end anyways, because you're going to get the high end. See, just like with Cynthia's son.
Even if a jury convicts you, you can appeal it.
Yeah, that's the other catch. I forgot to mention too. Yeah, if you take it to the box, the good news is you get the appeal. If you take a plea deal, you don't.
No, you have to go the writ of habeas corpus, folks. Look it up. Writ of habeas corpus. If you take a plea, it's not the end of the world. You still have a fight.
But they sure make it sound like it is.
Here's the deal with the writ, though. You make damn sure you have it ironclad before you take it, because you got one shot. That's it.
Correct. But again, what people don't know this either. What plea deal is a contract. Contracts are made to be broken. And nobody really keeps their honesty with contracts. So a plea deal is a contract, and we all know contracts can fail.
And it's supposed to be signed in an open courtroom, not down in a cellar of a courthouse like they did with my husband.
Yep. And your attorney is supposed to break it down to you. They don't do that either.
Not encourage you to take it either. Not kind of force you to take it because they tell you they can't win your case.
Mine wasn't like that.
There's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's a problem.
That's funny, Wanda. You're funny. I've been there. Certain things do that to me, especially beans. You wouldn't want to live with me.
Cynthia put exactly his original plea deal was for 50 years, and the judge gave him life.
Wow.
And she's fighting, folks. Y'all pray for God to open that gate for him.
Yeah.
Not
Now,
have to
if I
serve
may,
all those years.
there's like you said, Tammy, there's got to be some type of thing that they can do for her son on that. I hope that's
Yeah,
because
a writ
yeah,
as well, or even with the plea, the judge jumping it like that, the plea can be made not valid as well.
correct, Trey Stone.
It was
Thank you.
broken.
Yeah,
There's a
it's so
lot that can happen
it's a
there.
double-edged sword. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
That's right.
Want to say, yeah, they're getting really supportive, putting babies in ADUL. Yeah, 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 and it's sad, guys. I don't even know how to explain it. There's so many things that, like Tammy said in previous podcasts, the hearsay law. That's another one that's ridiculous. They
I
don't
know.
have that.
I mean, look at the Bill Cosby case. Okay, come on, let's get for real. Let's look at Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby.
Yeah,
Michael
that's a-
Jackson, for years, they accused him. How many times they take that man to jail and take him to court and rake him over the coals? And then
money.
what happened? Corey Feldman came out. What's the one that did Home Alone? Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all these kids came out and said, he did absolutely nothing to us. It was the agents and our parents.
Oh,
Putting
interesting.
them
Yes,
up to lying.
I was told it. I was told if I could be wrong. Sony.
Oh, probably them too. It was all of them.
Mhm.
Corey Feldman flat out in his interview says he was put up to it by his parents.
So they wanted his money.
Who were encouraged by the agents who, AKA, represented Sony. So yeah,
Sounds like it was like
everybody wanted a piece of the pie of what Michael Jackson had.
they wanted his money.
They wanted his money. Kind of like football players and basketball stars. They want your money.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I truly
always
believe
about
in.
three things. Oh, sorry.
I truly. No, you're good. No, I'm sorry. I truly believe this, Tammy. I think Michael Jackson, if you want to get go down that road or rabbit hole, I think he was murdered. Absolutely.
100% yes.
Too much evidence says it wasn't a drug issue, even though drugs is what they say killed him. They OD'd that man.
Yeah, but they gave him too much. I mean, that was his doctor's fault. Period.
Yeah,
Point
absolutely.
blank. And he may have been the scapegoat for something bigger behind it, which probably was. Same thing with Elvis.
Well,
They drugged him up and got him hooked on all that crap. If you need to watch the Elvis movie. It's kind of boring in some parts, but if you really get into it and watch it, it shows where they were forcing.
He died because he had a backed up a major amount of backed up feces in his body.
Mm-hmm, because he was taking so many painkillers.
He was constipated.
He was constipated. Yeah. But they were his manager is the one that was behind him dying. 100%.
Do you think they
ruined his marriage and his life?
Do you think they do this, Tammy, because they're trying to silence them for a reason?
I don't know if it's that or they're stealing money and they get caught and then they have to silence them because then what?
Oh, that could be too. Yeah, that could be too.
That's what happened with Elvis. That guy robbed him blind. He owed bad debts to Vegas, and that's why Elvis started playing the Vegas shows because his manager owed Vegas money.
So they robbed
when they built the hotel there that Elvis played in, the manager made a deal and got free reign over gambling over there. His debts were wiped clean, and Elvis was slave to. He wanted to go on a world tour, and he couldn't do it because his manager had signed him to pay his debts.
That makes sense. Yes. Okay. All right. Wow. Yeah. What a crooked guy. Crooked.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I think, like you said, I think Michael Jackson was silenced because I think he knew something. I think he was going to say something about Sony.
There is a lot of that going on in Hollywood. Is the temple of the occult. But
Yeah.
guess who backs that, Orphan? Let me tell
Yeah.
you who backs it. All the senators and representatives and judges. And if you dig, you dig and dig and unearth it. They're trying to deflect because
Right.
they're trying to hide their shit right now.
And that's the reason why we're not going to see the Epstein list.
And that's why you and I did the Epstein thing, because we knew it's all interconnected. Hollywood and Epstein, the list that P. Diddy and all of them are on, the same circles. Listen, how many of those people on P. Diddy's list went to the White House? Enough said.
Oh, you'd be amazed.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm. My good friend Trey Stone gets in here and says this: the conspiracy theory is the Cosby victims worked at CBS or NBC. They waited till Cosby was trying to buy the studio. Oh, interesting.
Yep.
See?
Yep, it's all interconnected. So about any case or anything that you go, money, power, and control.
Mm-hmm.
You trace any one of those things, that's going to have that in there.
Yep. Secrets. Go ahead.
What is that one? Go ahead. You can read it, and then I want to tell you something.
Orphan Annie said this in the chat. She goes, "There is a big price to pay for fame." Oh, absolutely. Even human sacrifice for those higher ups in the industry. And that's what scares me. I'm not saying, again, I'm trying to be positive here, guys, but, even though depending on how big this thing that you're seeing me on right now gets, I don't know if I want it. It scares me, because fame, there's always a catch when it comes to fame. It's not all glamorous. It's not all flashy
and the more
and
human rights type of things that you hit on, you usually end up unalived eventually.
Oh, I know. I become the enemy. I become the enemy of the state because I'm speaking truth.
So,
correct, Curtis.
How many of you guys have seen the story? It's running amok on TikTok, especially really big. Facebook, they kind of hide a lot of stuff on Facebook, but anyway,
I don't like
there was a pair of 60-something-year-old white folks. Yes, I want to call them white folks. And they
What's up, John? Thank you so much for being here, John. Go ahead, Timmy. Sorry.
5 black kids, and they used them as slaves. Remember the one I sent you, Jay, recently?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and the
kids were barefoot, and they had them in a barn with very minimal clothing, no shoes, no running water, no restrooms, no nothing, and kept them locked up out there, and had them work the farm.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I did. Yeah, that was totally messed up. But what is wrong with people?
It's crazy, right? I mean, like, what year? I mean, I had to slap myself and go, we're in 2024. I'm sure. Are we sure? We're not back in the 1900s? What the hell?
It's like that's
going on.
Even though that's not funny. I shouldn't say it's funny, but you know what? You hit that on the nail, Tammy, because it feels like that's where we're going. We're going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
We're going backwards in time. I don't know if you saw this comment real quick. John Doe said, "Looks like Karen Reed is about to start a major shit show in Boston." I wouldn't doubt it. And then Orphan Annie put this link up, guys. Again, all links are going to be here. Take it now while you can before it's lost when this show's over. The link, I pinned it there, guys. Orphan Annie said using Hollywood. So basically, there's some more information data right there, guys. Check it out. Thank you, Orphan, for that. I appreciate you more than you know. And then my friend Curtis says, matter of she told what I wanted to use as a defense. And he's talking about his plea deal and all that fun jazz, what we were hitting on earlier. Thank you so much, Curtis. Thank you, Curtis. Wanda said this: I'd rather be enemy than a lying, scheming, illiterate. Yeah. But there's a catch with everything, good or bad. But thank you, Wanda. Orphan Annie said this at Curtis Roberts. One of the significant disadvantages of plea bargaining is the potential for coercion. Oh, yeah, I believe I was. Absolutely 100%, Orphan. Coercion happens all the time. If you don't take it, they get pissed, and then the next thing, okay, then we're going to trial. You're not going to get another deal, and blah blah. You hear it all the time. It's a mixed bag. Go ahead, Tammy.
Oh, I don't even know where to begin with that one. I don't think that there's ever a plea deal that's actually honest. I don't think that we will ever look at a plea deal and it not have some type of crooked crap going on in the back end. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Right. Well, and again, keep in mind, let me ask you something. Let me ask you, Tammy, I guess since you're in here, let me ask you this. Do you think it would be more appropriate, and it's like it's almost like a two-question thing, but anyways, do you think we should keep the plea deal system, or do you think we should get rid of it or reform it?
God, that's such a hard question. It's very hard for me to say that could be reformed dealing with the crooked public pretenders.
Yeah.
And the crooked judges and the crooked prosecutors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that we can make any kind of effective change with doing anything that would bring any kind of positive change until we find some type of way to police those powers that be. They have too much power.
I agree.
It's kind of like what the cops were before they started getting cameras.
Wow.
Like dash cams and body cams before those existed.
I wish I had a dash cam. I wish I had a dash cam. Yeah. Go ahead, sorry, Tammy.
How
Go ahead.
much power you can buy them, folks? You can buy them and put them in your
Yep.
cars. So,
and the cops hate it. The cops hate it.
They do. So my thing is, until we can get into play with every authoritative thing in power, we need something to police everything, and it needs to be made up of people that have been victims of the system. I would like to see people that were unjustly served 25, 40, 50 years in prison sit on panels of bar associations and judicial committees. How about that shit?
Yeah.
Why not?
No,
their life got taken away. Give them something back. Give them a piece of something to balance the scales. Why not?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they be the ones to be able to, along with other people that it affects? Let's get some people that run schools. Let's get some people. They have taken so much power away from teachers that it's unreal. And now they have teachers that were really good at their jobs that quit. And now we're hiring just anybody that can get a degree and complete a background check, and they're having, with the students.
Yeah. They take out the Pledge of Allegiance. They take out prayer. They take out all these things in our schools. Back in the day, that was a thing in our school. And then of course, did you guys hear this young teacher, this young chick that's all over did you see it, Tammy? All over everything where, the Hawk 2 girl, you guys seen that video where she's like, Hawk 2, anyways, she's a millionaire in one night. She became a millionaire overnight. And look at me, I can't even.
You should have been Hawk 2.
Yeah, I should have made that statement. I'd be a millionaire tonight. You see my point, though, how backward.
It's because of what she looks like and all that, too.
Well, she's a teacher. She's young. It's today's generation, and everybody thought that was a funny comment, and it went viral. She's selling merch, and she's a millionaire now. She got fired from her job because the school district found out about it. It's just crazy. It's like stupid comments sell, and here I'm telling the truth, and I can't. What is wrong with this country? No one cares, and I got
founded on corruption. It's going to end at its own demise in corruption.
We're sick. I mean, people will fund and pay for a girl that said "Hawk 2." That's funny, and everybody's praising her. She became an internet sensation overnight.
Rick has a formal complaint to lodge too. He said he wants everybody to know that they need to stop lying to folks in the county that the prison food is better, because it's not. I just
Well,
thought you needed to hear that. He said he's terrible. He's like, babe, I can't even tell you. I don't even know what some of it is or what to call it. I have to think twice before I eat it.
I think that if I'm not mistaken, I think you're probably referring to what is called mystery meat.
Probably. I don't know.
I did a
just
thing on
laugh.
that.
He's on a diabetic diet, and so they keep getting locked down because people do stupid things like take off their shirts, or they're out in a different wing that they're not supposed to be in. How they got to a different wing with nobody noticing is beyond me. But they had he was given 2 corn dogs and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
For a diabetic, that's not a good
I'm like,
thing.
for a diabetic, really? Sugar. Give me some more sugar. Yeah.
I feel sorry for your man. That's bullshit.
I hate this state. That's all I can tell you.
Every state's almost like that.
I know. I don't. I gotta watch what I say, but I really, I'm ready to leave this place altogether.
I hear you. I can't argue that. Let's see here. Real quick, get in the chat. Do you guys want me to stay a little bit longer, or do you want me to go ahead and bounce? It's up to you. Let me know in the chat,
Rick
guys.
calls, I'm gonna bounce. Y'all know that. So
okay. All right. Fair enough.
But we can stay and chill till that happens.
Tim Mann said this is funny, and I've seen it. I wouldn't doubt it. He says they will soak old cinnamon rolls, mash them together, and call it bread pudding. Ugh, I'm cool. Yuck. Anyways, they take out cursive. Yeah, they did. You're right, Orphan. They did. I loved cursive. I still write cursive. I can't write block lettering. Cursive, and they take what is it? Arts like learning to play a musical instrument. Yep. School is dumbing down by design. Yeah, because again, when it comes to, like, for example, like you said, Orphan, musical instruments, it takes too much work. I mean, we're becoming so lazy that we don't even do that. They don't even do field trips anymore. I remember school, but field trips were my favorite. Getting out of the school, heck yeah. But anyways, field trips.
Don't worry about it, Jay. Don't worry about it. We have nothing to worry about or nothing to fear. We know that China's coming right in to take over. We'll be good. Mm-hmm. Their kids are smarter than ours.
Oh yeah, I think today's generation's a joke. No offense.
Oh, God, we're so screwed.
Let me ask you this: do you think today's generation could have survived our generation?
No, not even close. No.
Because
this is what I hate. This is what, John, that rap video cracks me up. Y'all got to go check it out. It's oh my God, what is his name?
Me too, Orphan. Me too,
John,
Orphan.
Please put the name of the rapper in there, because I got a brain.
That too, Tin Man. Shop was I liked wood shop, metal shop, stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to think the song's playing in my head.
They even took out the chalkboard.
Yeah. Now it's all smart boards. It's kind of like I told you. I just wanted somebody to ask, here's your budget. The average American makes, if you're lucky, I think minimum wage in Texas is under $8 an hour. So I would have liked them to ask both Trump and Biden last night, hey, at $8 an hour, can you show me how you would budget Afro Man? Yes. Y'all got to go watch the Hunter spoof of Afro Man. Yeah. I want to get, up there to the sky. It's hilarious. Anyway, so I would have liked to have seen them been given a smart board behind them. That would have been confusing as hell to Joe Biden to try and use it, but that would have been funny to watch. And anyway, I would have liked to give those to them and then break down a budget, each of them on their own, to tell us how you survive off of $8 an hour.
Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I heard you, Tammy.
725 here too,
Yeah.
Texas.
I heard I heard what you said, Tammy. Look at Trey Stone's comment real quick, guys. It says, "Does my arresters came in my house claiming a search warrant but didn't show. That's a big violation right there. Coerced me, yep. Threatened to tear up my house if I didn't answer, which you don't have to. They denied my request for a lawyer, which is another violation. And they forced a confession." Ooh. Major no-nos in that situation. That is major lawsuit.
Trey, how long ago was that?
Yeah, major lawsuit.
Please. And what
Yeah,
state
why
are
would-
you in, Trey?
I want to say Louisiana.
Louisiana, I think so too.
Yeah. Let's see. Orphan said, "Do they even have auto repair and stuff like that from Inside Out Network?" No, they took all that out.
But they have it in prison, guys. They have it in prison, just so you know. And they teach HVAC, electrical.
Yeah, and they make license plates in prison.
But they teach automotive shop. They teach cabinetry. They teach farming a lot in Texas. They love to put you out on the field because we're still in those day and ages. And then they sell. Listen, in Texas, the shoes that the inmates wear, the cups they drink out of,
the shower shoes.
Spoons, they make all of that stuff here.
Yeah. Orphan had an urgent message
from the commissary.
Sorry, Tammy. Orphan has an urgent message. She said this: Do not ever talk to law enforcement without an attorney present. Absolutely, you never want to talk to anybody, law enforcement wise, or any government entity for that matter, because they can use your shit against you. Yeah, Trey said this. Here's the answer. I think he said to your question, Tammy. My brother told me. Yeah, my brother told me he heard it all.
And was your brother a minor, or was he old enough to testify?
2012. Okay, thank you, Trey.
I hope you heard me, Trey. Was your brother old enough to testify?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tammy. So, was your brother old enough to testify, Trey? Well, we're waiting for that. I'll stay in here for a few more minutes, and then wanted to give you guys an update. And then we'll go ahead and probably bounce out of here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I love you all. Tim Man said, "Don't talk to anyone because they can witness against you." Absolutely. Plead the fifth. We're waiting for Trey. Yes, and Cynthia said this, spot on. Or twist things around, which they did with my case. Slavery never ended, Tammy, which is what Orphan said to you, Tammy.
That's why, Annie, prison was started to begin with.
Yes, 13th Amendment. Yep, 13th Amendment.
From slavery. And so, I mean, our country was I can't even talk tonight. Our country was based on lies, was based on racism, enslavement of peoples, and genocide. So I'm not shocked at all.
Okay, Wanda, I understand that. Got to take care of that gas. Curtis said slavery will never end. Keep in mind, and that's a great point, guys, and Curtis and Tammy, slavery will never end because the 13th Amendment allows it. We got to get the 13th Amendment reformed.
I agree.
Trey Stone, he was an adult, but didn't tell MEC till years later. There's your answer, Tammy.
Meant me. I think it's just a typo. But Trey, so that being said, was he scared or was he just not wanting to be involved? I guess I'm being nosy now and I'm picking at it, but what was the deal that he didn't tell you till years after? What was the
probably intimidation
behind that?
I bet you anything it has something to do with intimidation. If I were to guess, I bet he was threatened. What do you think, Tammy? I bet you it was that.
It's a big possibility, or he could have just been scared seeing what was happening to his brother.
Yeah.
And was scared to death too.
Yeah. Orphan said Bushy Mountain Prison here was built in the mountains to work the prisoners in the mines at Tammy.
Yeah, they did the same
Yeah.
thing with the Asians over in California.
Then
Same
you
exact crap.
You can't forget about the cotton fields.
And guess what they were doing? They were taking in trafficking opium through the Asians too.
Mm-hmm.
While they were imprisoning them, they were using them as drug mules.
Here's Trey's answer, Tammy. He didn't know how value it was. My lawyer told me it was my word against them.
Yeah, and your lawyer's a liar. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
not being mean, not your fault, not anybody's fault. That's just, I'm sorry. I know I'm going to make somebody mad, I'm sure. Please forgive me, but most lawyers lie.
Mm-hmm. Why do they make it so hard to know what your rights are? We is the Constitution and Bill of Rights not fed to us all our lives? Well, again, that's a great question because they don't teach it in schools today. You'd be amazed how many people don't know their rights. It's sickening.
Not only do we not know our rights, we're not allowed to enforce them.
No, if we do, we get arrested.
And then you get the other things, the abuses and stuff start to happen. It's like there's a grievance process for the prisons, but they're not allowed to use it because what happens? They get retaliated against.
Yep. Same thing in prison. If you stand up for your rights, if you stand up for your rights in prison, you get retaliated against, just like Tammy said. Absolutely. You guys are spot on tonight. Thank you guys so much for being part of the chat. You guys are what makes this podcast awesome. I love you guys. I really do. Orphan Annie said, personally, I only think we have an illusion of freedom and choice. Yeah, it's starting to feel like that. We are being lied to from the schoolhouse to the White House. Ooh. I wish I had a boom button. Boom. I'm sorry. I know who this is. I didn't know my rights and didn't understand them either. Yeah, because again, keep in mind, I'm doing good, my friend. Thank you so much. But we don't get taught none of this stuff. We have to basically learn on our own, unless you got good parents. Curtis said, my offense here is not a crime in Germany. Mine wouldn't be either, I don't think either. And then Trey said this, Tammy, if you can see it, ignorance is no defense. Why? You want to hit on that, Tammy? Ignorance is no defense. Why?
They don't have a valid reason why.
Right.
I mean, they just don't. I mean, let's be for real. Mm-hmm. What about their ignorance of representation? Mm-hmm. See, I can't be in a courtroom because I'd be like,
I'd be saying something.
Thug,
I'd be kicked out.
What is that guy, Thug, whoever, that his attorney just got arrested, and he said, "Can I be in the cell with my defendant, with my client, so that I can help him work on the case?" Because the judge got pissed, got butthurt because he wouldn't give up his source for saying the judge was being impartial, because he broke the law, because he didn't abide by judicial standards, and so the judge arrests the attorney in court.
Correct, Orphan.
What is that case, Jay? Thug, what's his name? Anybody know? John, I'm sure you know. Come on.
I'm having a brain fart right now. You're making me think.
Okay, so he's representing a rapper, the attorney is. And the judge speaks to one of the witnesses, and some stuff was exchanged with this particular witness and the prosecutor and the judge without the defense present.
All right.
And
Great
the
question.
defense attorney found out, and so the judge, when the defense attorney called out the judge about it, because the defense attorney would not tell the judge the source where he found that information out at, the judge arrested and put the lawyer in contempt of court.
No, you're right. Nightstorm said this: Are we gonna develop a digital currency or idea yet? I wouldn't doubt it. Nightstorm, just let you know if you can hear me. I emailed you. I don't know if you got it. I emailed you a few days back, so let me know if you got it or not.
John Doe said ignorance is not a defense because criminal law exists to protect the public for those whom are aware of a harmful action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, John, so what about those who are not aware?
Yeah.
And they don't understand it. I mean, I know there's a whole set of rules, but if you could break it down, like, for everybody to understand how that plays out for somebody who's not competent.
Yeah. That I sometimes I get
now, man.
I get so speechless sometimes, man. Nightstorm said she's a bit low to hear. I guess Tammy, you're a little low to hear. I don't know if your volume's down or not. That's weird. My volume's all the way up. I can hear you just fine.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
That's better.
Am I louder? Yeah. Sorry, I may have hit it.
John Doe, my good friend John Doe, gets in here and says this. I heard about the case in passing. Don't know the name though. Okay. Cynthia gets in here and says this. I completely agree with you, Annie. It shouldn't be required to be taught in school. It should be required. Excuse me. I apologize. It should be required to be taught. I agree. It's very, very crucial we learn that stuff. And digital currency is only another method to control the public. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think we should. Sorry. I'm sorry, Tammy. I don't think we should have any kind of currency at all. What do you think about that, Tammy? I think currency is another ploy to make people way we are today. I think if we take currency out of it, I think our country would be better. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, it would be better for a lot of us that can survive that way, but I don't think any of these kids could. These younger generations, yeah. I think our society would collapse because of it.
Correct.
So this is Young Thug's attorney ordered to jail for contempt of court. It was in Entertainment Weekly. This was such a big story. Fulton County Superior Court Chief Judge Ural Glanville held Brian Steele, the attorney representing the rapper, in contempt on Monday after the lawyer refused to disclose a source of information to the judge, according to news reports by the AP, the Washington Post, and the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Wow.
It was a huge, man, we need to do a show kind of on it because it's really, I like the side of the way he stood up for his client. But the reason... I'm sorry, Mr. Steele. Sorry, no offense. But it's like Johnny Cochran. He's go to bat for you, too, if you can afford him. Mm-hmm. Back in the day. I mean, I love Cochran. I think he's a great attorney, was a great attorney. But that's the whole thing right there. Money.
Yeah. I think the poor indigent inmates should have a shot at the good attorneys. With no money.
Yeah, but the problem is attorneys are not going to give them, I got to go. They're not going to give them the chance the way that they do the others. Bye, everybody. I love you.
Take care, Tammy. Take care. Nick, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys can see, we are basically at the tail end of our podcast. I stayed over my time limit. I want to give a major shout out to every one of you guys that are here and did what you did. I appreciate you guys a lot more than you know. You have to have some universal method of trade. Tin Man said might not need. And then, of course, we have Curtis self-sufficient. Absolutely. Cynthia said this real quick. Nowadays in school, cursive is no longer taught. Absolutely, it's not. They took it out. But look at how we, the people, is written. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Cynthia. You're spot on for that. Live off the and grow and make what you need. Yeah, we can plant our own food, make our own. We can survive without having money. I've even told this much to my kids. This, you can survive without it. Money is just control. Orphan said the justice system was denied to keep us ignorant. Just look at the LSAT exam. Yeah, that was stupid. I never took it. Required to enter law school. Everyone should know and understand law since we bound by laws for our survival. Okay, I got the wrong test mixed up, so my apologies. I didn't take the ST exam when I was in school, but nonetheless, yeah, you can't do nothing nowadays without all this extra stuff. Yeah, and John Doe said all that in the chat. Thank you so much for speaking that, John. I appreciate you more than you know. But let me know in the chat real quick, guys, if you guys want me to stay longer or do you want me to go ahead and bounce? What did you guys think about that debate real quick last night? I want to hear some of your guys' thought on that before I bounce. Absolutely, John. Thank you so much for that. John Doe said this, it is no defense today. I didn't know battery is a crime. Yeah, everything's a crime nowadays. I'm surprised that you don't get in trouble for spitting on the sidewalk. That's how ridiculous it's getting. We got so many laws, so much stuff that don't even need to be there. Trey said the TV show Life is Good. Look at the strife of jailhouse law work. I recommend it. Okay, thank you so much, Trey, for that. I appreciate you. Orphan said, I am tired. Okay, Orphan, I understand. You don't have, like I said, you don't have to stay in here. But Orphan, I appreciate you more than you know. Hopefully I get to run into you when I get over in your neck of the woods and say hi. It'll be an honor to see you. And I got your email. Sorry for not replying. Curtis said, I like it. Haven't seen it, just the first part. Yeah, that's Biden toasted himself. Yeah, he's done. He's cooked. It made Trump look good, even though there's going to be a lot of people in here that probably don't like Trump, but nonetheless, it was an awesome debate. Tim had said, good night, everyone. Yeah, absolutely. Back to work he goes. Yep, I know. Same thing with me. My work really never ends either. Orphan said this real quick. Money. Crime is about money, and the more laws make it. Yeah, absolutely. And so is the prison system and the jails. It's all about the good almighty dollar. Keep in mind, guys, an empty bed is no money. A full bed is money, and that's what they want. Cynthia real quick got in here and said this. Trump really disappointed me by not giving direct answers to questions. I understand. I got you. I'm worried about America's future. Fair enough. But regardless of some of the questions not being answered, understand this. Biden screwed himself over. He's definitely not going to be winning this election this November. He's done. Absolutely. But I get it. Anyways, Orphan has said, Tin Man. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and bounce out here. It was a pleasure to see you guys again in here. I will be out of the office. Like I said before, I will be out of the studio behind me, and I'll be taking a little bit of break. I won't be back until about the 9th, give or take some. We're going to go take a little bit of break and disconnect from all of this stuff, and it's long overdue. It's been talked about and planned for quite some time now. And like I said, it's well-deserved. So when I get back from all of that, I will let you guys know when I'm back, and I will be back in the studio about in the 9th, or give or take. But when I'm gone, I'm also going to keep you guys updated through my community tab on YouTube and other places. So look out for that. All right. I just uploaded a new video on my channel. Go check it out. It's a short video. If you missed it, go check that out real quick. Put a comment down. Let me know what you thought about that video. With that being said, I'm your host, Jay. I will see you all on the next podcast. Good night, everybody. Take care. Much love. Peace.